Hi everyone, you're welcome back to my channel. My name is Nancy, and if you're new to my channel, kindly subscribe, share and like my videos, and also put on your notification bell to be notified when I upload new tutorials. In today's tutorial, I'll be showing you how I made this circle skirt. I made use of an Ankara print fabric, and the amount of fabric I used is about 3 yards, and I also made use of this zipper. When making a circle skirt, there are important calculations you need to take note of. So starting with the waist circumference. The waist circumference for this client is 26 inches. And to get my waist radius, I divided 26 inches by pi. So pi is a mathematical constant, which simply means the ratio of a circle circumference to its diameter. So for the waist radius, I have 8.3 inches. The next important measurement is the skirt length. So the skirt length is 32 inches. To get the measurement in folding this fabric, I added the skirt length to the waist radius, which is 32 inches plus 8.3 inches, and that is 40.3 inches. I also added extra 3-inch allowance to the length, which made it 43.3 inches altogether. And then I marked that point. I placed my finger on this point and folded the fabric into two. And this point would serve as the midpoint between the fold. Take note that this fabric is now folded into two. The next step is to hold the midpoint at this edge and fold the fabric in form of a triangular shape. Looking at the placement of this fabric, you can see that it's in the form of a triangle. The next step is to mark the waist radius. So the waist radius here is 8.3. I placed my tape on the top of the triangle to mark 8.3 inches, making sure that the starting of the tape remains at the top of the triangle while I continuously mark 8.3 inches. And this will be the waistline of the skirt. With this method I used in calculating the waist radius, there won't be a need to add any zipper allowance to the waistline. And to prove this, I placed my tape on the waistline as shown. And what I had is 7 inches. And since this fabric is folded into 4, I would multiply 7 inches times 4, which gave me 28 inches. And my actual waist circumference is 26 inches. This simply means that it is 2 inches bigger than my waist circumference, and that 2 inches would be the zipper allowance for this skirt. The next step is to mark the full length of the skirt. The full length of my skirt is 32 inches, so I subtracted the 2 inches waistband from that, which made it 30 inches. I went ahead to place the tape on the waistline vertically to mark 30 inches plus 1 inch sewing allowance to the hem, and that will be 31 inches. I would keep adjusting my tape on the waistline to mark 31 inches. Yeah, I connected all points together. The next step is to trim out the waistline and to also trim the hem of the skirt. So this opening here would be for the zipper allowance. The next step is to cut out the waistband. Recall that the waist circumference of this skirt with the sewing allowance included is 28 inches. So I made sure that the length of this band is also 28 inches, while the width of the band is 5 inches. I went ahead to place a gum stay on the wrong side of the fabric and I folded the band into two equally. And I folded one side of the edges by half inch. And for this other side of the edges, I'll be placing this directly on the wrong side of the waistline to attach it by half inch. The next step is to fold the band into two, making sure it covers the initial joining I made. Now I'll take this to the sewing machine to make a straight stitch. The next step is to fold the waist circumference equally. So the actual waist measurement for this client is 26 inches. And since I folded this skirt into two, I divided 26 inches by 2, which is 13 inches, and placed it on the waist circumference to mark 13 inches. And every other allowance after that will be for the zipper allowance. I placed my tape on this point vertically downwards to where the zipper would stop. And from this point, I would make a straight stitch vertically downwards to the hem. The next step is to attach the zipper to the zipper opening. And the final step is to secure the hem of the skirt by folding it half inch and further folding it in by half inch. Alright guys, this is the final outcome of the skirt. You should give it a try and I hope this tutorial was helpful. If you are new to my channel, kindly subscribe, share and like my videos, and also put on notification bell to be notified when I upload new tutorials.